common joints to be affected?
All of them, sadly. So that is one of the joys of cats. When they get osteoarthritis, it's often symmetrical and it's often multiple joints. So again, when we look back at some of those radiographic papers, they are showing slightly higher prevalence in some joints over others, but really we're talking about hip joints, we're talking about stifle joints, we're talking about the elbow joints, we're talking about the shoulder joints, but also we're seeing them in the carpal and the tarpal joints. If you look hard enough, you'll probably see it in the digits as well. And then we do get a lot of osteoarthritis is an interesting term in the sense that it really refers very specifically to joint disease and joint inflammation. When you read literature, veterinary literature from America especially, they're often talking about degenerative joint disease, which includes osteoarthritis, but also includes other age-related changes around the joints. I personally often end up talking about musculoskeletal disease because we're talking about osteoarthritis, we're talking about these degenerative changes, but often there's other changes to the muscles, to the tendons, that are also impacting their mobility. They're also causing pain. And cats, when you think about them, they're very flexible in their spines. You know, they're up climbing trees, they're jumping down. And again, we do see a lot of sort of spinal changes as well that, again, are leading to sort of chronic painful conditions. So sometimes they are affecting a joint and what we truly call osteoarthritis, but often they're just more degenerative joint changes that are going on there as well. So again, that paper that showed that 13% increase with every year of age, what was increasing as well was the severity of the disease in the joints and the number of joints affected as well. So it might start with maybe some knee arthritis at 8 or 9, and then by the time they're 12, 13, you've got multiple joints, unfortunately.
Yeah. And do you find sort of difficulties retracting their claws and things like that?
Yeah, you definitely start to see that as well. And so again, that can be associated with joint pain. Again, they're not performing some of those grooming behaviors as well. That was something I found really interesting with my own cat when I started him on pain relief. He's never been very good at using a scratching post. He uses it, but he was never really digging his claws in. And 3-4 weeks after he'd started on his pain relief and things had really sort of settled down, he was properly stretching up and really scratching down with his claws. So thickened nails in older cats are a really good thing to be looking out for from those of us on the vet side, but also for owners as well. If historically you've never needed to trim your cat's nails and it's sort of 9-10 years of age, you're starting to need to, osteoarthritis is definitely one of the conditions on the list that we need to be looking at. And you get a bit more, if you've got wooden floors, you get tapping of the claws on the floors, which you normally don't hear with a cat because they're normally tucked up nicely and they pad. But if you start to hear tap, tap, tap with your cat, that's a pretty